Alright, what is up? This is Slow Plays, and I am back again with some more Bleach Rebirth of Souls news and updates here on the channel for an official update, a message from the producer of the game. Let's talk about this. There are some good things in here. Just good news overall for the most part. We'll see how all this stuff gets implemented into the future, and yeah, let's go over it. Okay, so here it is. This is actually a pretty long letter, so we're going to read the whole thing, okay? Greetings, I am Suzuki, the producer, hopefully I pronounced that right, producer of Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Thank you very much for playing our game. In this letter, I would like to share some information about upcoming updates. I believe that they said that it's going to be tomorrow is going to be a patch that they're going to be dropping. We are closely monitoring and reviewing the feedback we have received from all of you. We are aiming to make adjustments and implementing features to ensure a more comfortable and enjoyable gaming experience. One of the most requested features is ranked match. Now, if you guys recall, ranked match or just ranked mode was leaked in the files. I mean, it was data mined, okay? It's in the files. I'm pretty sure that they've had it planned for a while, but I think what they were trying to do, which is actually a very smart thing, okay? This is some Kubo level foreshadowing, right? This is some plot twist that they were doing. I'm just joking. But no, in all seriousness, like, this is something that is actually very smart, because if you go back to Sparking Zero and how that game was whenever it launched, okay, it did have a ranked mode and everything, but the ranked mode, it, like, people jumped straight into it. Like, they didn't even take a second to play through the story or even try out the characters, or some people didn't even go into training. They just jumped straight into ranked, okay? And they were like, all right, let's do it. Like, you got to play the game a little bit, understand all the mechanics, get a feel for the game, in my opinion, okay, before you jump into ranked and get your ass beat in 2 seconds, right? Because, you know, everybody had different experience. Like, there were people who were very new to the game who had never played a Tenkaichi game, and there were, you know, veterans of Tenkaichi that at least had a foundation and muscle memory for some of the mechanics. So when they jumped into the game, they matched up with somebody who had that muscle memory and that foundation. They got fucked, right? So if you go into a game like this, which is very different from a lot of, you know, anime fighters or even fighting games in general, right? And you really have to understand all the mechanics of this game and how it works, because the health bar system is very different. It's a pretty complex game. It's not as straightforward as a lot of these, you know, arena fighters where it's like, oh, you got a health bar, you got an energy bar, and boom, that's really it. You know, this one, it's like you got like 15 different things you got to, like, you know, understand, okay? It's good that they, in my opinion, that they didn't have the ranked mode at launch, only because it gave people time to understand the game, play the game a bit, and, you know, before they jump into ranked and, you know, get their ass beat, right? But at the same time, it should have just been there, you know, at the start. Like, I understand both sides, okay? I can understand why it was good that they didn't have it and why it's a bad thing that they didn't have it. You know what I mean? But overall, in my opinion, I think that ranked, just a ranked mode, it just should have been there, because, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really hurt anyone unless you're just stupid to jump into rank. It's an optional thing, right? At the end of the day, ranked and an online mode and everything, it's all optional. You don't have to play it. Like me, for example, I've been playing through the game just through the story mode, and I haven't even beat the story mode yet. I'm still playing through. I'm kind of savoring it, playing a little bit every single day, kind of like what I did with Tears of the Kingdom when that came out. That's how I enjoy games, and that's why I feel like I wish a lot of other people would do kind of the same thing, just because I feel like when you savor it and you know, gradually progress through the game and don't just, like, go hard in, like, 2 or 3 days, right? You can enjoy it more, but everybody's different, okay? So we are currently considering its implementation, which is kind of funny to say. I feel like some people were taking that a little bit too critically, like it was like, oh, they might not add it. I'm pretty confident they'll still add it, but the reason they're saying that is because they said, however, before we can implement this feature, we feel it is necessary to further refine the overall game environment. I agree, including character balance and competitive play. Now, that is kind of be a little bit of a touchy subject there whenever it comes to balancing patches and competitive play, which is pretty crazy, because for people that were saying, like, oh, this game is not a competitive game, and in my opinion, I don't think a lot of arena fighters really are, like, they can be competitive. Any fighting game can be competitive or whatever, but this, again, it's not really an arena fighter. It's like a weird, like, hybrid 3D fighter thing. I really don't even know how to describe it. We'll just call it like a 3D fighting game for the most part, okay? Because Arena Fighter is a lot different. It's not like Storm or even Sparking Zero or Demon Slayer. But overall, at the end of the day, any game can be competitive, and it looks like that the producer and the devs, they kind of want to take that into consideration and maybe take it to that direction. But again, it's optional. Again, you don't have to make it a competitive game. But the problem with that can be with, same thing with Sparking Zero, is that even though it's an optional mode, people who do go into ranked and they do play through it, they're going to have very opinionated feedback, okay, when it comes to what needs to be changed, what needs to be balanced or patched or whatever. So then it becomes very, very messy because, as you guys know with anime games, when they fix something, something else gets fucked up, okay? It's just an ongoing, cycle over and over and over. And then there are going to be people who say like, well, I liked how the initial version of the game was. I didn't think it needed any changes or anything. And then there are people who are saying, what the fuck's wrong with you? This game was broken as shit. And I will say there are things about it that are broken. I have not played online, and I will not. But from what I've heard from a lot of people, you'll see in some of the feedback on, we'll go through the replies of it on Twitter. There are a lot of people who have said that there are some janky things in there, some glitches with certain attacks. There's some weird infinite loops that people can do from what I've seen. And overall, the online experience for a lot of people, I feel like wasn't good. Which, I mean, again, expected. It's a anime fighting game and just an anime game that has online. It's always shit, especially when it's from Bandai, okay? Bandai is notorious for the most ass online experiences when it comes to most of their games, okay, if not all of them. But we are planning an initial round of adjustments and an update scheduled in April 4th, okay? That is tomorrow. So I will come back to you guys with an update to go over all the patch notes whenever they drop it so that you guys kind of know what's going on. Again, subscribe here on my channel and ring my notification bell if you guys want to stay up to date with Bleach Rebirth of Souls. It's only if you care about all the information and stuff. So we will continue to make adjustments and improvements to ensure that you can enjoy Bleach Rebirth of Souls even more in the future. We greatly appreciate your continued support. So that's great news. I think that's great, fantastic, promising information right there. It remains to be seen until tomorrow when we see what they actually implement and if things actually get fixed or if they get fucked up even more, right? So let's go over some of the replies. I just want to see what people have been saying. This person was just saying thank you for everything. Kindly request the addition of some skins, and I don't think it actually will hurt if you reply to this specific tweet with your feedback. I'll try to link it down below. Most of the time, I would be against that just because people spam and they also say a lot of just rude, nasty shit like, "Oh, fuck you because you didn't do this. I'm unfollowing," or some stupid shit. Like, they always make these empty threats like that. Honestly, the devs, they're not even going to give a shit about. But for the most part, I think most people on here are being pretty positive and they're just giving actual constructive criticism, and that's good. I think that's good overall if you just give your feedback and don't be a piece of shit, right? Faster recovery time. To many people, exploit limitless attack strings, continuous combos exploits, increased toy phone damage, add netcode. Yeah. So those are the big things. Netcode and crossplay. I'm not expecting that anytime soon. It's not impossible. They could definitely do it, but I mean, it's just, what is it? The My Hero Battle Royale game. Or was it the Battle Royale one? I don't know. One of the My Hero games recently got crossplay. I think it was the Ultra Rumble game or whatever the fuck it's called, whatever that Battle Royale Fortnite one is. That's been out for a couple years now. So it took them a long time to do it, but they eventually did it. Same thing with Breakers. That took about maybe, I think, 1 or 2 years for Breakers to do it. And it seems to be only games like that are getting it. Arena fighters are not getting it. And sorry, this game's not an arena fighter, but I'm just saying most of the anime fighting games don't really get it unless you're Dragon Ball Fighters, which that shit took 5 or 6 years, maybe more, to get rollback. And I think the rollback was shit, if I'm not mistaken. Or why do I say rollback? Crossplay and rollback. I'm getting them confused. My bad. But you know what I mean? The addition of one or the other, right? It takes a long time for it. So we're definitely not getting that anytime soon. Now, a game like Xenoverse doesn't have crossplay or rollback, and that game's almost 10 years old, okay? What is it? The Naruto games, Storm and Shinobi Strikers. I don't play those, so I have no idea if those ever got any crossplay or rollback. Maybe one of them got crossplay, but I doubt it. I don't think those got it either. I think Fighters was the only one. Sparking Zero obviously is still very, very new, so it's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm not expecting any of that. That would be nice, but I would definitely keep, giving feedback on that, because eventually I think it'll get to them and they'll have to do it. But laugh my ass off, killed all the ROS ain't competitive game. Enjoy it for what it is. Again, it's all, you know, optional, right? You can make it competitive or you can make it a casual game. For me, I'm keeping it as a casual game. I'm not going to play online. I'm not going to play against anyone unless I have friends over or like my brother comes over or whatever when we play. Kind of exactly like with my experience with Sparking Zero. I'm mainly playing this game for the story mode, and I feel like I'm already getting my money's worth. I'm right at the end of chapter 2, which, yes, I know I'm very, very slow. That's why they call me slow plays. But because I'm trying to savor it, and I'm actually sitting through all the dialogue. I feel like there are people who just skip the dialogue. I'm going through every single chapter, every single like little subplot and everything. I'm gonna play all the extra story shit as well. It's great. Like, so far, this is fantastic for the $50 for this game. I don't think it's even like the normal price. It's a very good deal in my opinion. Other than if you play this specifically exclusively to play online with friends, then yes, I can see why it was not worth it to you, okay? Now, this is the big one that I am condoning right here. Fix the resolution on consoles, please. Make it 4K and add HDR support, okay? Yeah, the resolution, I don't know what you can, like, I play on a 4K monitor. It is blurry. It's very blurry, and you can see the pixels. I don't know what that is about. When I play Sparking Zero, that game looks clear as shit. Like, that, clear as shit. That's just completely wrong. You know what I mean? Like, this shit's clear as fuck, right? There we go. That's better. Yeah, that game looks amazing. You know, a lot of the games that are in 4K, even Xenoverse 2 looks better than Bleach. So, like, the actual graphics of Bleach are phenomenal. It's just the resolution needs to actually... It's like they got a 1080p game, and then they blew it up. Like, they did the resize tool on Photoshop, and then they made it really large, and it gets all blurry and pixelated. That seems to be what they did on this, and so it's not actually truly reflecting 4K. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems a lot of other people are saying that. Bleach Rebirth betas because y'all clearly should have released one. Okay, again with that shit. Fix the resolution, yeah. I think I speak for the community when I say please allow multiple people in rooms in spectator mode. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that should be a basic fucking feature. Spectator mode and more room capacity. Yeah, that is like, you know, very, very basic stuff. Okay. I think for the most part, everyone's pretty grateful for what they're doing. Fixed matchmaking takes ages to find a match. Okay. Yeah, I've heard about that being an issue as well, but it might actually, and I don't really know, but it might actually be because there just aren't really that many people playing. This is at 5 a.m., okay? It's 5 a.m. for me right now, and there are 531 people in the game, okay? Don't take that too seriously. Don't take the Steam information too seriously, but the Steam, I've always said this, it does give you a good overall trend of how the other consoles might be, you know, facing in terms of their player base, right? I'm not saying that there are only like 500 people on the other consoles. Like, altogether, there are thousands of people playing this, right? The 24-hour peak was about a little over 1,000. That's generally the range of where Xenoverse 2 lies, and that's an almost 10-year-old game. I mean, the all-time peak when it first came out, I think 6K for Steam was actually, I think that's pretty decent. Again, it's not going to, you know, get anywhere near where Sparking Zero was because that was just way too anticipated. There's some people that don't even really care about Bleach. So, unfortunately, yeah. I think almost 7,000 players, though, for this game was very good for its first, you know, launch or whatever. But it definitely dropped. It severely dropped. Look at this. This is the trend, okay? 6,000 players the first day on the release. Second day, it dropped down about almost 1,000, and then it just slowly went down 500 to 1K, more and more and more and more, okay? It is not looking good for this game right now, and understandable. There were issues on launch. The PC version didn't even work, so that's definitely a contributing factor, but I think on console, it's still doing all right. But again, there are people who've said that they've matched up with the same fucking people over and over again. So either the matchmaking system is fucked and it just takes a long time, and then if you do finally get a match, it's the same person that you fought, or it's the same person you fought and there's not matchmaking because there's like 2 people playing. You know what I mean? For example, right? I can't really tell you what the situation with that is, but that could be an issue. But we'll see what this update does overall. I yapped enough in this video. I am the professional yapper, so I can talk a lot. There was a lot of things that I did want to say about it, and I'll keep it, you know, I like to, when I do these videos, and when it comes to like the patches and everything, I like to see all the perspectives from multiple people, okay? There were people who would say, okay, yes, we want it to be a competitive game, but and there were people who say we want it to be casual, okay? For the casual players, this really doesn't affect you unless some of the patches that get implemented do fuck up a character that you like, for example. I say fuck up, but like do something to a character that you like, and when you're playing casually, like with friends or whatever, or certain mechanics get changed, it can be a little bit weird. But I think overall patches for the competitive play can be good, okay? As long as they are listening to the feedback. I don't want them to do something and fuck it up, break something, and then it gets worse, you know what I mean? But we'll see what happens, okay? We can't really criticize anything yet until tomorrow, whenever that patch releases. I'll keep you guys posted and updated. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, ring my notification bell. Have a great day. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching Slow Plays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.